All right, let's get to our debate segment. Facing off, Democratic strategist Evan Chavous and chair of the Young DNC Young Republicans, Robert Sinners. Let's start off with the first topic. Boy, AOC says she went down to the border and she saw people drinking out of toilets, toilet water, as she said. Trump administration pushing back vehemently against that.
Yeah. Well, if what she's saying she saw is true, that is a problem. I mean, we're hearing very disturbing things about what's happening at the border, and people on the right want to say that this is something that Obama caused or to blame the Democrats. But the fact is that Trump has spoken out and sort of bragged about the conditions at the border. He tweeted today, hey, if the conditions are so bad, why cross the border in the first place? It must be working. That's a problem.
What do you say, my friend?
My understanding is those claims and those concerns have been completely debunked. It was somebody that couldn't figure out how to use a water faucet and drank it out of the toilet instead. I don't think that anything is happening that you would find completely unusual for people who are entering this country illegally. And the problem is that the Democrats in Congress have done nothing to help make a path to citizenship a legal and fundamental law to this country. We can't have people crossing illegally. We have to have an understanding of who's in this country.
Kevin, you know what strikes me? There are those on the left who say this economy, yes, it's roaring, it's rip-roaring, but it's not because of Donald Trump, it's because of Barack Obama. Well, can you say the same thing about the immigration problem in America? This is not Trump's problem, it's Obama's problem? I mean, we're talking on one hand the economy, on the other hand immigration. What's the difference?
Well, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to say that we recently celebrated a record, I think the longest consecutive streak of economic growth for the country, and so it's been 10 years, and Trump's only been in office for 3. So Barack Obama does deserve credit for that. If he's going to get the blame for the immigration crisis, as you suggest.
Will you then say, if you're going to give President Obama credit for the economy, will you say this is Obama's problem? He created this problem. We've had an immigration problem for more than just the 2 years President Trump has been president.
I will concede that it took a little bit too long for Democrats to admit that it is a crisis. Now you're hearing us say that it is a crisis. It is something we should have been focused on earlier, but it has been exacerbated.
Is it Obama's crisis, though?
No,
Robert, is it Obama's
I don't think
crisis?
So.
Absolutely. You can't have a president come in, President Trump, and slash 22 regulations for every new regulation and say that the economy is not something that he is in charge of and doing a great job on. On the immigration front, look at the policy priorities of Congress. Pelosi has put nothing in her top 10 legislative priorities dealing with immigration. The only thing H.R. 1 seeks to do is redo the 2016 election. Kevin,
it's not. Let me ask you this. What would happen if all 10 of those presidential hopefuls, one of them became president, when they said, we'll give free health care to illegal immigrants? President Obama, remember when Joe Wilson, the congressman, yelled out, "You lie," and he got excoriated for yelling out, "You lie"? President Obama said, we will never allow illegal immigrants to have free health care, access to our health care system for free. He said that, but now 10 of them are in the state saying, yep, give it to them for free.
Well, and we've seen a lot change in the 7 years or so, 6 years since he made that comment, because the party has been pulled to the left. We see that with, I think Bernie Sanders really helped with that or hurt with that during the 2016 campaign. So I don't know how receptive the country is to that. I actually believe most of the country does not support that based on some of the research I've seen.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Robert, here's the problem. You need to tack left and say something really socialist and kind of wacky left wing to get that nomination. But when you go up in a general election against President Trump, you think middle America Democrats want free health care given to illegals coming across the border?
Look, I was inspired by those series of debates. I mean, nothing was better for me as a young Republican, because it's clear that the Democratic Party has no message that the American public wants. I actually donated $1 to the DNC because they are going to need all the help they can get.
Last comment. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. I mean, Donald Trump remains historically unpopular. I think if we pick the right candidate, we can win back the White House in 2020.
We're going to leave it right there. Kevin and Robert, thank you very much. I would tell you what's up next, but I don't see it. There it is ahead. Join us to talk balls and strikes. It's a segment where we give the mainstream media a seat at this very table. And Garen, White House